fossils at Bible Man. How to explain this dinosaur bone? Bible Man would just melt.
In creation, God speaks only of one animal in its name. The big crocodiles. As anyone who saw a crocodile know, they are not big. Here God talks about the dinosaurs, and therefore they do not reappear after man's creation.
It's actually getting to a dangerous point once you've got a programme on television where people are going, yeah, so he thinks it's not an angel. Anyway, was it an archangel, or was it a visiting angel, or was it...
I mean, they had an expert on saying, we actually think this was a guardian. Do you think it was a guardian angel rather than a guiding angel?
Yeah.
So, well, there are types of angels.
Yeah, but come on.
They're fucking up, not even...
So let's see. Do you believe that there is another life somewhere in space, or do you think that Earth is the only place that has life? Do you think that they may be visiting Earth with advanced technology many years from what we have? Or do you think so much of yourself that there is no such thing as another life with more advanced knowledge and technology than you? I do not know if it happened or not, but a believer who will meet life from space, especially if they look like us, will call them angels.
To do with this notion that religion has essentially has co-opted morality and ethics, and that therefore if you're higher up in the church you deserve more respect in some way, shape or form. And
yes, the Bible brought morale into the world. Until the 10 Commandments, there was not a single people who acted according to this morale. One nation punished a thief but was okay with rape. Other nation punished rape but was okay with a human sacrifice, murder, etc. The problem is that you put all those who took ownership on God and the Bible, and say that they are the representing of God, therefore what they say or do is the Bible.
The wars that have been fought in the name of religion, the amount of people who have been killed in the name of religion,
well, I think David
molestation and all kinds of awful things. These things probably, a lot of them would happen without religion or wouldn't. I mean...
They had happened before the religion appeared, and they will happen even if you take religion from the world today. The main problem with what you are saying is that if the whole world follows the 10 Commandments, there will be no wars. Because all you are trying to achieve in war is against the 10 Commandments. People who say they represent God not really represented God if they do not follow the 10 Commandments.
But religion wants to make itself bigger, okay? Religion wants to make itself more important than it is, okay? Religion is just the belief in an invisible man in the sky, and religion knows it. So it tries to put its fingers where it can't be, where it isn't, so that, you know, you have 2 arms. Well, you have 2 arms because you're a Jew. You're welcome. You're a good person because you're religious. You're welcome. If you're one of the out-group, you don't have this. Religion is so important to you. It's much more than an invisible man in the sky belief.
I do not know which Bible you read, but I do not find all the nonsense you say in the Bible. Can you bring examples?
But the power structure of that also, I think, you know, feeds down to this day and age, that the church feels like it should be world power, and will do anything it can to create the illusion of that.
You are right. Christianity, Islam and New Judaism are trying to take power and control. And therefore none of them really believes in God and walks his way. If you read the Bible, you will see that there is no time when religion ruled the people. The religion warned and showed a path, but in the end the religion did not rule the people. There was not one king who was a holy man, and even the fathers were not holy.
About whether or not you believe there's an invisible man in the sky, and whether or not you go to hell when you die.
Who said God was invisible? The Bible says that Adam saw God. The Bible says that people hid their sight so as not to see God. And where does the Bible say hell? Again, you listen to people instead of reading.
Based on borders, based on fixed points, unless it's Jewish, in which case they just make it up.
If you say it's by location, then you tell me that if a child was born to African parents but he was born in Europe, his race is a European? Could you explain to us what race is? No. You are just throwing stuff that both of them agree with you, so you do not have to prove what you are saying.
And they call it, oh, well, what's your nationality? Oh, I'm Jewish. No. I am Eastern European from descent, and I have no blood shared with the Jews from Ethiopia or the Jews from the Sephardic areas.
Are you sure? You've done tests, or you just do not want to be related to them.
So then we take three people that are that the commonality here is that we are choosing not to believe until there is evidence.
Are you seeking proof, or are you waiting for it to fall upon you from the sky? And the same question I ask religious people, what should happen to prove it to you?
Yeah, so I want to get to that, some of the fake moral stuff.
So you tell us, do not murder, do not steal, love the other, all this is not morale.
But one thing I have for you is, why do you think people are so afraid to just say, I don't know? Because I don't think anything that either one of you have said here, or that I've said, is anything really more than that.
No,
I don't know.
When someone says that he believes, he says I do not know. When you know you do not believe any more you know. Faith is not knowing.
Promoting atheism is a good deed.
There is no such thing as atheism. Do you believe in the Big Bang? Do you believe in evolution? Etc. So you believe in things that do not have proof, and therefore you believe in something.
Is it okay if your mother is poor, because my mother was, and she was paying money to a psychic, and I sat her down and I stopped her from going to a psychic, okay? I think that's a good thing for a son to do.
Yeah.
But when we do that to religion, closely held religious beliefs, people get offended.
If the place she goes to asks for money, then it's not a religion? A true religion is supposed to help. If you stop your mother from going to a place that does not ask her for money and does not judge her, but rather letting her understand and believe in her own way, and that gives her self-quiet and strength, then yes, you hurt her. It does not matter whether it's real or just in a person's mind. If it helps him, it helps, and take it from him, hurt him.
A scientifically valid proof for anything supernatural ever in world history is zero.
Yes, and why it is? It's not because they say that it does not matter whether they can understand or can prove something. It is not a miracle. Right? The main sentence of scientists is, sometime in the future we will prove it. So they do not have to really prove anything. Therefore, even when they publish something, it is published as a theory. So that if another person will prove in the future that they are wrong, they will be able to say that it was only a theory.
Okay, it's not something that we should find socially acceptable. Brainwashing your children into thinking that something is wrong, is right, is bad.
You're right. So that means you can prove to me that the Bible, not the people who think they speak for God, but the Bible is not true?
You don't indoctrinate your children into a lie. That's injuring your children.
First of all, how exactly did it hurt them? Second thing, again, then you can prove that it is not true. We'll continue in the next video. Hope you've learned something and you've enjoyed. If so, you know what to do.